So if you don't know who Jon Zerker is, as always, you're in for a treat. And just to preface who he is, he has been banned off Twitch, which nowadays is the equivalent to the trophy you get in Dark Souls for dying for the first time. Because nowadays, so many streamers get banned on Twitch because of the shitty guidelines and people trying to make a name for themselves. It is just so common, people really don't give a fuck anymore. If anything, being banned puts you more in the spotlight than making good content. However, it's not the same on YouTube, because as soon as you're banned once, there's no coming back. You're downed, you're dead, your reboot card's gone, mom turned off the Wi-Fi, and your family left you. Sorry, I'm just predicting the future that's going to happen to you, sorry. But Jon Zerker has had a long history of fuck-ups and just getting along with the wrong people. But lately he's been streaming on Kick because he's banned on Twitch, Kick being more lenient with their bans, and the creator support actually working when you want to talk to somebody who works at Kick, and the revenue stream being a lot more towards the streamer than the streaming service. Now Jon Zerker is known for pulling these type of stunts, but this time he pulled the stunt on the wrong person. He turned up to somebody's live stream and tried to fight them and got knocked out. And the funniest part is, he got picked up like a toddler and thrown to the ground and then punched. And I only say that's funny, not because, you know, there was physical harm towards Jon Zerker, but because the guy was not as big as Jon. Jon was kind of like 2 times as big, and he still picked him up and still threw him to the ground. Now, before I get into this juicy drama, we're going to be talking about who is Jon. Jon is basically someone that always comes off as this really confident guy who is constantly up his own ass and wants everyone to know he's the man with a huge cock.
Hey! You know who I am, YouTube, you know who I am.
He's also somebody that has very controversial takes, most of his takes being sexist towards women, which I don't think he was actually serious about. It's one of those grey lines where you don't know if someone's saying something to entertain people or if they actually mean it. And on his first live stream got 500,000 views, where his main purpose on the live stream was to shill his Instagram, but unknowingly became famous overnight.
I want to know how much money that is. Can you count that money? Hamster bacon thing for Semi.
Okay, what, help me out, 102, 100, 100, 200, 300?
Come on, 400.
No, you skipped 300.
Now, I will admit, I used to watch Jon Zerker, mainly because at 8 AM my time, he was the only person still live streaming. And I can say he's a very entertaining person, and I think the person he portrays is definitely a character. I don't think he acts like this off camera. But all around, he was very entertaining when I used to watch him. And I use the words watch very lightly because I normally used to put live streamers in the background because I can't comprehend just having your eyes fixed on a live stream for that long. I don't know how people will do that. I don't know how people do it. I think live streams should just be put in the background whilst you do shit. But anyway, my opinion to the side, when Jon was active on the Twitch platform, they refused to partner him, even though he had 100k followers and well over 10k watchers per stream. And this is a very common thing on Twitch, where they won't partner you because they don't like your content, but they will never directly tell you they don't like your content. And Jon was previously banned because he was looking at Tinder, where a girl was in a bikini, not really showing that much except for, you know, what bikinis normally show, and he was evidently banned because of that, even though there is a hot tub section on Twitch. And one of his most recent bans in January was because apparently he aided in the ban evasion of somebody called Grosscore. Now, with all his controversy on Twitch and his general dislike for Twitch, he moved to Kick when it was a viable option. And now we get on to his most recent ban on Kick, which I've never heard people getting banned on Kick. I'm pretty sure the first day Kick launched, there were people live streaming porn and showing their tits, and I still don't think they were banned to this day. Now, the person Jon had a fight with was called hstikkytokky, and beforehand these two were talking mad shit about each other, and even to the point where Jon was apparently stalking him, trying to get on golf courses he was on, and just basically harassing him because he wanted to fight him from the words that were said. But Jon is obviously in the wrong here. He personally sought after this person and fought them in UFC gloves for some reason, even though the other person was intoxicated, and still managed to kick his ass and continue the fight in the middle of a road. Even more perplexing is that the drunk person who he was fighting with didn't even want to fight. He tried to avoid it at all costs, and even calls his girlfriend and apologises for getting into the fight.
30 years old, bruv. Letting coke get to his head like that. Hey, babe, I'm so sorry. I tried to avoid that. I'm very sorry.
Now, as I said before, Jon has been banned from Kick for this stunt, and I do not know if it's a permanent one or a temporary one, but I'm going to lean towards being a temporary one, mainly because Kick is very lax with the rules and Jon really hasn't done anything really big on that platform yet. Basically, Jon is yet to fuck up majorly on that platform except for this incident. But all videos and VODs of the fight have been removed, and me with my lack of experience in fighting, which I'm guessing you're all shocked right now to hear, like you all thought I was like Baki, if you watch fucking anime. But watching the fight initially where Jon got slammed to the ground, afterwards he did get back up and they tussled in the middle of a active street. Zerker was on the ground for the majority of it because the guy kind of sumo slammed him to the fucking ground, and then it just turned into grappling and chokeholds, and then each party just kind of went their own way, at least from what I can tell from the 45-second clip of them both fighting. Now, something the person Jon was fighting noted was that Jon is significantly older than him and he is acting like a child. You know, following somebody around Miami is not really something you should be doing, especially if you're an adult. And once again, to prop myself up on my tiny little miniature high horse, which all of that was probably an oxymoron, even if you are an entertainer trying to get views and clicks, I don't think you should be following people around to initiate a physical fight. At least one that isn't in a boxing ring like KSI and Logan Paul. Even a majority of that was fake. I'm not talking about the fight in general, I'm talking about the events that led up to it. But this was in no way fake. And for someone that thought Jon Zerker was playing a character this whole time, I'm very perplexed. I don't know if he's taken the character a bit too far, or this is just generally him. But he basically planned this out. He brought the UFC gloves, he threw the first punch. And I understand the argument of, yeah, his views could have been low. He could have just easily gone out to try and start a fight so his views go up. And once again, to get on my high horse, it's very disappointing to see someone that was so entertaining with their confidence and their own personality just go out of their way to try and harm someone just for a petty argument. And it most definitely is a valid argument to say a 30-year-old acting like a child isn't a good look. But that is going to wrap up the video. Enjoy this meme and goodbye.
Water. But you take away water. I'm not having sex with you right now, water.